and he's got all his stuff on the floor. And I looked down at his stuff, and at the time I went, must be Dutch because his stuff looks like that. And gold bit of that was all, he's using a pellet knife at that time. Everybody was trying to think classically during that particular period. Don was like in another world because his stuff was beautiful, but there it was. It was just pictures. And he had several of them, and I had mine on here, and we had our critique. But I said, I got to meet this guy because I really like what's happening. It's so different. And this is 1967. So I go over and we say hello, and we hit it off just like that. It was like he was a brother that I found, and we started hanging out together. Well, it's been a long trip, and we are the original Long Beach homeless. All this time, a lot of people moved out. There's some people here. There's Tim Isham right here that was in Long Beach at the time. There's Ellison, who's a fantastic watercolorist. There is Ron Roundy. I'm just going to mention a few, but what happened during all this time is we had somebody to talk to. And this is after college now, because college you had a lot of people to talk to. We controlled the school, believe me. It was like, I'm talking about the people that I just mentioned, pretty much ran the school after hours. We were there. And we did a lot of great work. And in the process of hanging out with one another, we chipped in and we built two galleries. One on Anaheim Street called the Gold that lasted for several years, and then downtown Long Beach. So we were involved in community activity, and not only the four of us, but other people that we drew in. We had a fantastic time. All of it was pure art. There was nothing. We tried to sell some work and stuff. We were training for the rent or whatever. But we were there. And we were enjoying the position always. And Don was like one of my best buddies because I could always count on him to do something totally insane. I like to do a little bit of things insane myself, and have a partner that was good. And so we went out like that. After we graduated, Don and I decided, well, let's take a little trip. We don't have much money. So we scraped together a few dollars. We found this here Land Rover. We fixed it up. And we decided, okay, we're going to take a trip cross country, and then we're going to go to Europe. None of us ever left the country before, so we got our passport to Europe. And we took this truck, and the thing I said, because I said, okay, one deal, we're never going to take a main highway. We're going to go on, all this stuff, and never see a main highway. We're going to see this country down. Okay, so that's what we did. And we traveled through Mexico, stopped off on some friends there. We traveled through the desert. We traveled all over the place. One place in Kentucky, we would follow the dirt road, turned into a grass road. Suddenly it turned into this grass in front of the car about this high. So I said to Don, I think we better stop right here. So we all spend the night, we go on back. So I get out of the car, stretch myself, I go to the front of the car and look. We're 3 feet away from the cutoff that was a raging river. We stopped just in time. Wake up in the morning, we turn the thing around, and we continue. At this time, besides doing art all the way, drawings constantly, watercolors all the time, we were also studying yoga. The first trip to yoga, learning how to do all the positions. By this time we had known quite a few positions, so we were practicing everywhere. We were in the Grand Canyon. Let's go out into that peak. And we were just, every place that we saw was just this fantastic place to do a headstand, to do yoga. That's what we would do. We never got hurt. We climbed around some very bad places, but we never got hurt. So we make it all the way, and all this time Don's trying to do this one thing. Put both feet behind his head. It's a hard one. I got one up there. We were sitting in a full lotus. The early story at the 4th Street house when we were first starting, I had a timer. Put the timer on, go into a full lotus. Now we'll set the timer for 5 minutes. And even though it's hurting and you're painful, you gotta stay right here. Pain. You're gonna learn how to do the full lotus. Anybody know what the full lotus is? I can do the half lotus. But so I set the timer for 5 minutes, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting right across from each other so we can look at each other. We're doing our breathing exercises. My legs are in pain, and I can see his legs are in pain. It's all in his face, and it's in my face. But we refused to give up until that thing rang. So finally, it's too much pain. So we take it off and we look at it. The timer was broken. It was ticking, but it was ticking like every second with like 10 minutes. We were out there for at least 45 minutes and we could barely walk into the kitchen. So back to the road. Don's trying every day. We stop someplace and we take our trip and we keep going. Finally, we're in New York, down into the city. And I'm going to my house in New York. So we're in the city, we go to the park in the city, and we're doing our headstands at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it was really astonishing because when you're looking at the park, there's a big lake there, and all these functions and buildings are in the lake. I'm standing in my head, and about 4 minutes into it, I said to Don, which way is up? Because suddenly it looked like we were looking at this, looking at that, and you can't tell. And we stood there and he went, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. So, right in the middle, in the park, we're standing there, we're trying to get there. We used to stand on our heads for at least a half an hour, sometimes for 20 minutes for sure, to get the blood flowing. I see this guy dancing in there. He's a total schizophrenic New York person. And he's harmless, but he's like on his head and he's looking at us going, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? He's right in Don's face and he's howling and he's making all this noise. Does Don or I leave? No, we're standing right up on the head. This guy walks away. We get down. Okay, now we got to go to my house. So we start going through the backwoods of Utica, New York. And we stop, and it's our time to do more yoga. And we're on, and this is a cow pasture country. It's very beautiful. It's the rolling hills of the area. And Don's up there. I'm doing my little routine, and he's doing, and it's time to him to put this leg behind my head, put the other leg behind. And all of a sudden I hear him go, wow! I look over, just in time to see both legs behind his head. And he's so excited, he falls down and he rolls down the hill. Right through the cow patties, everything. I'm still here. He's got a hand. He's either broken or he's okay. So I run down and see him, help him get his legs off there, and he was okay. Ever since that time, I always knew that he could do that. So that was the first experience of both legs behind his head, rolling down the hill. So we had many times together. We finally got to New York, took the last train down to the city, got on a plane, went to London. In London, we didn't have any money, so we had to sleep somewhere. So the best thing was go to the train station, get your water, put it in the little thing that they have there, like your locker. Put your clothes in there, and then go enjoy the city. Go to the museums, enjoy what was happening. And then at night, we went to the park and slept. And that was our usual routine. Take a sleep bag out, go to the park, sleep. This very first morning, our very first time overseas, the very first time we're in a foreign country, we're sleeping in Hyde Park. And I feel the ground shaking. So I wake up, Don's knocking and going, what's happening? So we peek up out of our sleeping bag, and there's this parade of beautiful women, all in their gear. They're riding horses. I don't even know what they call it. Girls who do the horse dressage. And I thought, for both of us, that was like a painting made in hand. So that was the first excursion there, and that's what we did while we were in. The other experience he wanted to have was we were going to go to an old monastery.